Hello, my maths ninjas. Welcome back. And here we are completing and covering the chapter number 2, that is arithmetic expressions. So, all my seventh graders, gear up yourself to understand this whole chapter. So, what we're going to do is we're going to cover the entire chapter in micro lessons, micro videos that we're going to cover up. And so, if you haven't subscribed and click on the bell icon, do that. Do subscribe and click on the bell icon to get notification once the video is getting uploaded. So let's begin this. The chapter number 2 is arithmetic expressions. So let's understand first what are arithmetic expressions. So any statement, I would say, if we have expressed any statement into mathematical form, that is an arithmetic expression. Like for instance, if I say you like 11 plus 2, that is an arithmetic expression. All right. And then if we get the equality sign in that, it becomes a equation. It becomes an equation. So we have arithmetic expression. If the equality signs comes there, it becomes an equation. So what we going to cover in this chapter, that how we are going to solve the values of the arithmetic expressions. We are going to understand how we are going to solve the word problems as well. So let's begin here. The first topic is simple expressions only. So what are arithmetic expressions? I've already told you. So these are the certain examples that are given here. So we have the basic operations in mathematics. What are the basic operations in mathematics? It is addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So any number can be connected using any of these connected operations, right? So equality sign, what I mentioned, this is your equal to sign. So this is equality sign is represented by equal to sign. Like let's understand the example number 1 here. This is Malika spends rupees 25 every day for the lunch at school. So every day Malika is spending rupees 25. Write the expressions for the total amount she spends on the lunch in a week from Monday to Friday. Okay, so every day she's spending 25 rupees, and from Monday to Friday, how many days are there? There are total 5 days. So the expression for one day she's spending 25 rupees. Okay, just understand like this. So there are total 5 number of days. So the expression would be 5 multiplied by 25. And how we are going to read it, like it, we can read it as 5 times 25. Okay, 5 times 25, or we can simply say 5 multiplied by 25, or we can write the product of 5 and 25. In maths, we call multiplication as product also. Okay, so different, we can have various expressions for doing it. Now for comparing the expressions, just think like that. Whenever we have two entities, two objects are there, two quantities are there, how, what kind of a comparison they can have? Either the both quantities are equal, or the first quantity is bigger than the second one, or we can have the second quantity is bigger than the smaller one. So we have got three comparing signs. One is your equality, then we have the less than, and then we have the greater than. So how we can compare is, we can simply find the value. Let's suppose if we have 10 plus 2. Now what is 10 plus 2? 10 plus 2 is 12. And what is 7 plus 1? 7 plus 1 is 8. So this 12 is greater than 8. So this is simply how we have to compare the two given expressions. Now we have the first, figure it out. Let's explore that together and see if we can get the answer together or not. We have to fill in the blanks to make the expression equal on both the sides of the equality sign. So we should know before proceeding here that whenever we have the equality sign, whenever we have an expression here, so we have something towards the left of the equality sign, something to the right of the expression. So we have the LHS and the RHS. So LHS stands for left hand side, and RHS, that is right hand side. Okay, so we have to make this LHS and RHS equal, and we don't have to keep guessing our answers. We have to do the smart work. What that would be, what simply you have to get the answer, that is 13 plus 4. So in your mind you can calculate that 13 plus 4 is 17. Now I want to make the RHS as also 17. One way is you can keep thinking, okay, what I should add to 6 to get it 17. Or smartly, simply what you can do is you can do 17 minus 6. That is, again, you will give the answer, that is 11. So the answer to the first question is 11, because I have to make the equation correct and the balanced one. Now let's work on this one. 22 plus dash. What number should be coming in this blank? And I have also given 6 plus 6 multiplied by 5. So first work on that portion which answer you already know. So this is 6 into 5 is 30. So now think like that what should be added to 22 to make it 30. Again, you can do it in your mind, or if you are getting confused, what you can simply do is you can do 30 minus 22, which is getting you the answer, that is 8. Okay, now C part. Again, LHS is missing part here. We have got 64 divided by 2. Now what is 64 divided by 2 is 32. And then you have to think about 8 multiplied by what number gets me 32. 8 times what is 32? Simple. So 8 fours are 32. So 4 is the missing number. The D part, 34 minus dash. What should be subtracted from 34 to get 25? So what number should be there? If I'm subtracting and I'm getting 25, that is your 9. So 34 minus 9 gets me 25. All right. Now let's go for question number 2. Arrange the following expression in ascending order. Now we have to be very, very careful. What is the meaning of ascending order? Ascending order means going from smaller to the bigger one. Okay, so the smallest number should come on number 1 position, then second, then fourth, third, like it keeps on going on like that. But that is only possible when we know the value of the expressions. So simply what we need to do in these all 5 parts, first of all, we are going to find the value of this particular expression. Okay, so 7 minus 19, first of all, this is going to be 48. Okay, 67 minus 20 is your 47, and then 35 plus 25, this is going to be your 60. Then 5 into 11 is 55, and then lastly we have got 120 divided by 3, that is 40. So what we did is actually we have calculated these values first, and then we simply need to arrange them in ascending order. So which is the smallest number here? It is 40. So this will come on number 1. Then we have 47, which is number 2. Then we have 48. So this is number 3. Sorry, this is number 3. Then we have 55, number 4. And then we have number 5, that is C, that is 60. So the first thing that we're going to do in this video is this, that we are going to solve the first question given on page number 26. So please check on the screen. We have to do the comparison. Okay, so the expressions, arithmetic expressions are given to us, and we have to do the comparison. And we have also been asked that can you do it without complicated calculations? Okay, so this is what makes our question different from what we are earlier doing with the other questions. Now here we have the number 245 plus 289, and we have to check whether the LHS is greater or the RHS is greater. So if I do with the traditional method, like what we used to do it with the addition and all that stuff, what we're gonna get is 245 Simply what I'm going to do is I add 245 and 289. And what is the result? I'm going to get here 534. Okay, and then 246 plus 285, the normal addition, and the answer is coming 531, which is clearly we can see that 534 is greater than 531. But now, since we have to work this without the actual calculation, let's see if we can work that way also or not. So here the answer is not important, right? Nobody's asking you that what is the sum of this and then tell me up. So what we have to do is let's understand and observe the question carefully. And as I say that when you observe the question clearly, nicely, half of the question is done there only. So see, if it is 245 and the next number is 246. Okay, so what we can observe here is 245 and 286, this number is increased by 1. Okay, and then when I see 289 and 285, this number is decreased by 4. So it is minus 4. And we have the concept of integers, plus 1 minus 4, that is minus 3, means whatever is the sum of this LHS. Now let's say I do not know the answer, right? So whatever is the sum of this LHS, this number will reduced by minus 3. Connected? Getting it? How we did? So what does that mean? It means whatever is the answer for the LHS, it would be greater here. Let's understand one more like this. So it is 273 and 145. And this number is 272 minus 144. So again, with the, let's say the same correspondence, 273 is reduced by 1. Here, it has reduced. Okay, but here let's understand. In between, we have a negative sign. So minus sign will be there. And now 145 is again reduced by minus 1. Okay, so now if I want to solve it like an integer, it is going to be, it is increased by 1, but it is also, it is decreased by 1, but minus minus plus 1, and it has increased by 1 also, which is nullifying this. Nullifying means it is cancelling out. There is no change. One step increased, one step decreased. So ultimately the answer will remain the same, and hence the value of LHS is equal to the RHS, which is again, you can check the answer is 128 both the side. You can check that one. Now, I hope you have got the pattern that what we are doing is, now let's be quick. Now, you to be more fast than me now. So get the answer and we'll match the answer, right? So 364 plus 587. So it is decreased by 1, and 587 plus this thing. So 589, which is again increased by 2. Okay, so it is increased by decreased by 1, and it has increased by 1. So overall means it is increase of 1. It means this is going to be greater. 124 plus 129, it is increased by 5, yes, and 245 is 245 only. So again, this number is going to be increased greater. So the answer to this is 369, and here the answer is 374. Anytime if suppose you are getting any confusion, you want to check your answer, you can always do it with the traditional method. Lastly, 213 and 77. So 213 is increased by 1, but do not forget the negative sign in between. 77 is again reduced by 1. So this is 1 minus 1 minus 1 plus 1, which is 2. So this overall number is increased by 2, and hence that makes this number as greater. I hope you have understood the concept. If not, do write in the comment section if we need to revisit this or I need to re-explain you. But this method really saves your time, and do invest some time in understanding this logical part. Okay. All right. So let's begin and let's go ahead with the next topic, where we are going to understand the reading and evaluating complex expression, meaning that in word problem a statement is given to us and how we have to work. Let's say example number 4. Now what example number 4 says, Malesh bought 30 marbles. So there is a boy Malesh who got 30 marbles to the playground, and there is another boy who's Arun. Arun has brought 5 bags of marbles. Now, this is very, very important. Read it carefully. Arun brought 5 bags of the marble with 4 marbles in each bag. So Arun has not brought all together. What he got is he has got 4 different 5 bags, and in each bag, like you can think of like this, he just having a small bags, and he has got 5 bags, 5 such bags like this. And in every bag, we are getting here 4 marbles. Getting Malesh has brought altogether 30 marbles, and Arun has brought like this. So now we have to see how many marbles did Malesh and Arun bring to the playground. So we know that whenever we want to talk about the together thing, total thing, what we need to do is we simply need to add it. And same statement I have to convert it into mathematical statement now. So this going to be? It is going to be 30 already, because 30 as it is, Malaysia brought bringing 30 marbles to it, plus there are total 5 bags to it. So it means 5 multiplied by 4, which is the answer. Okay, so what is important here? Please understand, students, whenever we have the word problems, I have told you in my previous videos also, do read the question carefully. One is we will read it to the fullest, and secondly, see, if you will observe, I have underlined all the important pointers here, which is a very, very important point, and do not miss this out. Whenever you need to crack the word problems, it's definitely going to help you a lot. All right, so let's go ahead, and again, I want you to try out the another question also. So this question you can please try yourself, and if you'll face any problem, you know what to do. Reach out in the comment section, right? So now let's come to the another important topic, that is terms and expressions. Now, what are the terms? You think like the expression is the complete one. Like here, we in the previous question that we did, this complete was the expression. All right. And what all the things which are making the expression, they are the terms. Okay. Terms, second point, terms are divided or separated by the operation addition or subtraction. Meaning, whenever in an expression the plus or minus sign comes, the term breaks. So if I want to check out how many terms are there in this particular expression, I have first, that is 30. And since its plus sign has come, it has just stopped. That means it's 30 only. Then if I say it's 5 multiplied by 4. So it's a multiplication sign. So they are not two separate terms. 5 and 4, no, they are not separate one. They are just one term, and this is the another set of terms. So if I ask you that how many terms does this expression have? So what will be the answer? That it has got 2 terms. Okay, again I'm repeating that in an expression the terms are separated by the sign of addition and subtraction. Okay, so here like it's 12 plus 7. So what are the terms? 12 and 7. Let's suppose if it is now in the next one, like it is 83 minus 14. So what would be the term? Again, this point is very, very important. I want everyone to be alert here. This is now negative sign. Okay, so what we need to do is we will be taking this negative sign with 14. Okay, so we need to rewrite this as 83 plus of minus 14, which makes it one term is 83 and the second term is minus 14. So this is how we get the two terms in this particular expression. Also, do not forget this negative sign. This is very, very important. Okay, so by this way we can easily check out how many terms does an expression have. So see, this table is given already to us, which we need to fill up in on page number 29. So let's have a quick completion of this table. So this first one is already done for us. So what are the terms here? They already circled. So here in the second part, it is going to be 5 comma 6 multiplied by 3, you can write. Okay, so in the next third one, 4 plus 15 minus 9. So what will be the term? It is going to be 4, 15 and minus 9 or plus 9? Yes, it is going to be minus 9. And we just have to writing the terms as in, separators with the commas. So this is going to be 4, comma 15, comma minus 9. Then fourth one, it is going to be 23. And here we need to understand we have got a multiplication sign here. So this is going to be minus 2 multiplied by 4 and 16. And you can write the expression, the terms yourself. And lastly here, 28, 19 and minus 8. So this is how we can express our answers. We can write the terms and we need to work out. So the next
Basic meaning of swapping. Swapping means like I'm going to exchange the position of the numbers or any object, that for that matter, if I have, like if I'm just going to switch the position. Like instance, here I am having 6 and plus minus 4. So what I'm going to do is, in place of 6 I will write minus 4, and in the place of minus 4 I'm just going to write 6. This is known as swapping. And now we have to understand whether the swapping of the numbers is going to change the answer or not. Okay, what do you think? Is it going to change the answer? We can check it out, right? So it is 6 plus minus 4, which is going to be giving plus minus minus, so it's basically 6 minus 4, that is 2. And if I check the second one, it is minus 4 plus 6. So we all know that whenever we have a different sign, like one sign of negative, one sign of positive, the value gets subtracted and the sign gets of the bigger number. So 6 minus 4, again 2. So what we can conclude, that this, by swapping the terms, the answer is not getting changed. Okay, so here you can just see and write it like this: term 1, I'm having term 1 and I'm adding term 2, or I'm writing term 2 plus term 1. The answer is going to be the same. Okay, so this is, do you know what is the name of this expression? We call this property as commutativity. Okay, I've covered this in the shorts, and this is the same thing that was there, that if I'm swapping the two terms, the answer is remaining the same. Even this can work for the more than two terms also. Like if I'm having three terms here, now how it is working here is, now instead of two terms I'm having three terms. Now let's say I'm having three terms here. Now I cannot add them all together. So what I did is, first I can add first two, and the answer I can add to the third one. Or what else, if I have to add two and three term first, whatever the answer comes, I'll add to the first one. So this is what is known as the grouping of the number, or then swapping of the answer. So term 1 plus term 2, we got whatever answer came up, we added to the third one. Or else we can work in this way, that I'm added second and the third term, the answer came, I added to the first term. And you will observe that in both the cases I'm going to get the same result. The answer is going to be the same, and this is workable for the addition. Okay, now we are going to go directly to the our figure it out, that is given on page number, let's check out, 34. Okay, so these are the figure it out questions given on page number, you can check here. First question, let's begin here. First question is, find the value. Now we have to find the value of the expressions by writing the terms. In the previous video we have seen how to write the terms, so you can write accordingly. What are the terms? It is 28 comma minus 7 plus 8. Now when I'm working on the solving up the terms, no, we can work in various ways. Like what we can do is, it is 28 minus 7 plus 8. So what we can do is, either we can simply go step by step, like means 28 minus 7, that is 21 plus 8, which is going to give me 29. All right, or somebody can do like this also, it is 28 minus 7 plus 8. What we can do is, we can bring all the one sign terms together in a way, that means bring all the positive terms to one side and keep negative terms to the another. It means what? We are going to do 28 plus 8. So I'm going 28 plus 8 and then minus 7. And 28 plus 8 is going to be your 36 minus 7, and 36 minus 7 is going to be 29. And see, this is what is the beauty of maths. No, we can choose so many different ways, but we will reach to the same answer all the time, right? So this is again your choice. There is no hard and fast rule that how we have to work on this, but then you can do this. Okay, so the answer to the first question is 29. B part. 39 minus 2 multiplied by 6 plus 11. First and foremost, we must understand what are the terms. So the terms are 39, then 2 multiplied by 6, actually minus 2 multiplied by 6 and 11. So here we have one step extra, means because we have to is solving this 2 and 6 also. So this number is going to be 39 minus 2 6 are 12 plus 11. Okay, so 12 plus 11. Now again, as I mentioned, that you can work in your way, whatever way you can pick up. So you can just do 39 plus 11 by bringing the like terms together. And mine, what do you mean by like terms? Like terms means the terms having the same sign. Means if it is plus plus, they are one group, minus minus, they are one group, right? So 39 plus 11, this gives me 50, and 50 minus 12 you can easily do, that is 38. Okay, and in fact you could have done it like this also. Minus 12 plus 11, minus 12 plus 11 is minus 1, 39 minus 1 is 38. That is more easy and less time consuming. So see, this is what I'm saying, you can pick up your own method by your understanding. Now C part, it is 40 minus 10 plus 10 minus 10. Again, here we can subtract them. So it is 40 minus 10, that is 30, plus 10 plus 10, 20. That answer is 50. Again, we can work in a way like 40 plus 10 plus 10. That gives me 60. 60 minus 10, again 50. You can do very well. The D part, okay, this is 48 minus, so again, solve the terms first. 10 multiplied by 2 is 20. Now, here please understand this is the division sign. So is it a different term or it is going to be the same term? The answer is it is going to be the same term, right? Because it's a division sign. It's not a minus or the plus sign. So first and foremost, I have to solve this. 16 divided by 2. 16 divided by 2 is your 8. Okay. So now 48 minus 20, that gives me 28, and then plus 8, which is 36. I hope you are connected and understanding what you are doing. So I want you to be doing this e part yourself and do write in the comment section what is the answer. This is a challenge for you. I want to see many answers in the comment section, and then I will personally tell you whether it's right or not. So do not forget to write the answer in the comment section for the e part. Now, the second one is I really like this question. Why? Because it actually enhances your creative skills, right? How? Right? What we have to do, write a story or a situation for each of the following expression and find their value. Here we just not to just find the value. Before that, I have to create a situation. Now, creating a situation is your choice. So you know this is what differentiate you from everyone. You can have your own story, you can have your own situations. Just to begin with, I can give you a very simple example, maybe that can help you up. It is like written 89 plus 21 minus 10. Okay, plus means remember that it is always to receive something, something to increase. Okay, and negative means something is decreasing, or maybe we are giving something, or maybe we are getting a loss. Okay, so there are different, that depends on your situation what you are taking up. So let's suppose I can just do that person A has got 89 marbles. Okay, my story could be person A has got 89 marbles, person B has 21 marbles, and whatever the amount of marbles they have together, they gave 10 marbles to their friend C. right? Because they just shared with them. That is just one thing. So this way you can create your own stories. Maybe you can do your money related, your any object related. You can imagine a scenario of a shop there where you're purchasing, whether you're giving the money to the shopkeeper, you're getting in return. So this section, I really want you to be creative enough. Again, I want you to use the comment space and give me the answer with your creative stories. I would love to read those, and definitely I'm going to reply you back on that part, right? So let me see how creatively you are creating your stories and sharing up in the comment section. All right. Next, let's go to question number 3. That is, again, it's a word problem, and then we need to convert it down. Let's read out first. So, question 3A part. Queen Alia gave 100 gold coins to the Princess Elsa and 100 gold coins to the Princess Anna. Okay. So, Princess Elsa used the coins to start a business and doubled her coins. See, again, I'm doing it. Whatever important words are coming, we are underlining that. And Princess Anna bought jewelry and has now only half the coins left. Write an expression describing how many gold coins Princess Elsa and Princess Anna together have. See, since it's a word problem, so we have to give the descriptives there. So you can do that. Otherwise, for the writing part of the final answer, what is going to be? So see, imagine, like, think of that there are two princes. One is Elsa and then Anna. Anna is there. And in the beginning, what was there? Both have received 100 coins. Okay, both have got 100. Now what happened? Elsa has invested in a business and doubled. What is the meaning of double? Double means two times. So if she was having 100, double means 200. So now how many coins she has? She has got 200. Okay, and then we have Anna has what she has purchased a jewelry for that, and now she has got half of it. What is the meaning of half? It means divided by 2, getting it half. So earlier she had 100, now how much she is left with? 50 only. Half of 100 is 50. So together, how many? We have to write an expression describing how many gold coins does they have. So expression is your 200 plus 50. But if you want to have the final answer that together how many coins they both have, the answer would be 250 coins that they are going to have. All right, easy peasy. Okay, let's go to question 3B part. A metro train ticket between the two stations is rupees 40 for an adult and rupees 20 for a child. So I hope everyone has traveled with the metro, or at least you know about it. Okay, so the ticket system works like this. For if a person is an adult, so he has to give rupees 40, and for the child it is just rupees 20, half of the price, right? So what is the total cost of the tickets? We have to just imagine yourself maybe in the same situation. For four adults, if there are total four adults, okay, and three children, so one adult has to give how much rupees? 40 rupees. So if there are four adults, how much they are going to give? That is 4 multiplied by 40, plus one child has to give how much rupees? 20 rupees per ticket. So there are how many children? Three children. So this is 3 into 20. Okay, so what is the total cost? We just don't have to write the expression, we have to find the total cost also. It means we have to find the value of it. So it's 4 into 40 is 160, plus this is 60. Okay, so that means we have to pay, or the cost that they are going to get, that is going to be 220 rupees. Okay, so 220 rupees is the total cost that that family is going to pay for their tickets. In the second part, they have for two groups having three adults each. Please understand now. Here we have two groups now. So we have two groups in which we have three adults. Okay, so again this can work in a two different ways. Means, like, if I know there are three adults, so it means they are going to give 3 into 40, and again in the second group we have 3 into 40. So that means it is going to be 120 plus 120, that gives me rupees 240. Or what is the other way of doing it? Other way of doing it is this, that I know that if I could find the how much is the value for the one group? It means 3 into 40, that is 120, and I'm simply going to double that cost. So that means 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 40, which is again going to give me the amount that is rupees 240. All right, so I hope you have understood the concept well here, that how we are actually working on these expressions. Now again, CPAR is very, very interesting one. How to work on this? This is really nice question, and because you have to think a lot here, right? And again, you have to observe the figure a lot. So you have to find the total height of the window by writing an expression describing the relation amongst the measurements shown in the picture. What we have to do, we have to find the this height of the window. Height means this complete height I have to find. But you have to write an expression. You don't have to write adding one. So again, observe. See, how many border lengths are there? It is 1 and 2. Okay. So what are the border lengths here? This is going to be 2 multiplied by 3. Okay. Then again, go step by step so that you should not skip anything. Now, how many gaps are there? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are total 7 gaps. So what we're going to do is plus 7. And what is the length of the gap? The length of the gap is 5 centimeter. We're done with the gaps here. Then we have the grills. Grill means these rods. What is the width of the rods? How many rods? Let's count first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are total 6 grills here. 6 grills here. And what is the width of one grill? That is 2 centimeter each. Again, just do a cross check whether we have covered all the things or not. So yes, check. We have covered the borders. Yes. We have covered the gaps. Yes. We have covered the grills. Yes. Okay. So this is what we have got. Now quickly just get the answer. So 2 threes are 6, 7 fives are 35, 6 twos are 12, and you can just simply add them. And let's see what is the answer you're getting right in the comment section. That is the answer. That is the height of the window. Now with a similar method, I challenge you. Can you calculate the height of your window? Right, so check in your room, you can pick up any window of your choice and measure the height, and again let me know whether your window's height is more than this or less than this. All right.
Figure it out, that is given on page number 37. All right, so let's begin how to do this. So if you see the first question that is given on in this figure it out, that is fill in the blank with the numbers and the boxes with the operation sign. So the blanks will be filled by the numbers and the boxes will be filled by the sign, such that the expression on both the sides are equal. Okay, so basically we have to make this equation work, and work in a way that it should be meaningful, it should satisfy the correct part, right? So here what do we have is the first question that goes like this. So 24 plus 6 minus 4 equals. So see here, I would like to bring your attention here. Since outside the bracket we have a positive sign, okay? So whenever we have a positive sign out of the bracket, it is not affecting the signs of the inside numbers, okay? It means the signs will remain same. So it is plus. So when I'm opening this, it is 6. It is going to be plus 6 only, and the sign plus minus, here we will get minus here. And since I said it is not going to change any sign, so it is just going to be 4. Okay, let's try this second one. It is 38 plus, we have to fill two numbers here and the sign here. So again, if we will look here, it is going to be, it is plus 9. Okay, and here also it's plus, so the number will come as it is. So it is going to be 9, and in between we have a minus sign, so minus, and 4 will come. Okay, so next is 24 minus 6 plus 4. Now here I want your attention, please listen carefully. Just now we have said if there is a minus sign and if we open the bracket, it will change the sign. So plus is having a positive sign. If no sign is written in front of the number, it means it is a positive sign. So when this minus will go here, the sign will change. So plus will become minus. And that is the reason why I have minus here. See, minus and it was plus already. So when minus went inside, it changed its sign to negative. Clear? D part. 24 minus 6 minus 4 equals. So since there is no bracket as such, right? There is no bracket. So we will simply put the sign minus 6, then this is minus and 4. There is no role of bracket, no role of sign. It is direct, just we need to put the numbers. 27 minus 8 plus 3. Again, it's a negative sign, so it is going to play a vital role. So it is plus minus, so here it is going to be minus, and again it is plus. So when negative going inside, it will alter the sign. So it should come negative. Okay. F part, 27 minus dash dash, right? So two numbers we have to fill. But again, remember that this is a negative sign here. Okay, so the negative sign enter and it make the sign positive as negative. So technically it should be plus 8, because earlier it was plus 8. When negative sign went and it made it minus, then I have to have here, it is plus. So what is the opposite of plus? It is minus. So this was minus and this was 3. So this is the way how we have to fill these numbers. So just as a conclusion, I would just say that for these kind of a numbers, we need to be very, very particular about the sign outside the bracket. If there is no negative sign, the sign will not change themselves. So let's see the question number 2. We have to remove the brackets and write the expression having the same values. So in all the 6 parts, first of all, we have to remove the brackets, we have to find the value, and then we have to check which one are similar. So for that case, first we need to solve it. So BODMAS rule says first we need to solve the bracket. So this is going to be 14 plus 22. And 14 plus 22, this is going to be 36. Okay, so this is 36. Then 14 minus, now again if we solve the bracket, 12 plus 10, this is 22. And whenever we know with the integers that whenever we have two numbers such that they have the opposite signs, like one is positive and another is negative, so what will happen to their value? The value get subtracted and the sign will come for the greater number. Okay, so if I'm going to solve, this is going to be 8. 22 minus 14 is 8, but 22 is greater, so 22 will have a negative sign. Then comes the next one. It is 14 plus 12 minus 10. So what is 12 minus 10? This is 2. So 14 plus 2 is 16. Okay. Next one we have 14 minus, what is 12 minus 10? Again 2. So this is going to be 14 minus 2, which is 12. E part, it is minus 14. Now, what is plus 12 and minus 10? It is going to be plus 2. And again, the signs are different. So 14 minus 2 is 12, but 14 is a bigger number and it is having negative. So the answer is minus 2. Okay. Lastly, we have here 14 minus. So we will go step by step. We will take one extra step here. So first of all, minus 12 minus 10. What it is? Minus 12 minus 10. The value will be added. That is going to be minus 22. Okay, and when they are going to be minus 22, it is 14 minus minus plus 22, and 14 plus 22 is going to get 36. So see, the first part, that was 36, and the F part, that was 36. So they are the two expressions which have the same value. All right, I hope you understood this. If in case you have any query, please do use the comment section and keep writing, keep giving your feedbacks, because that matters, right? Your feedback matters a lot. All right, so third part, third question goes like this. find the values of the following expression for each pair. First, try to guess whether they have the same value or not. When are the two expressions equal? So we have here different pairs of expression given to us. We have to figure out whether we have to first of all guess, and then we have to find the value whether they are giving us the same value or not, same result is there or not, or answer is changing. So what do you think? The first one, it is 6 plus 10 minus 2, and then we have 6 plus 10 minus 2. So we can focus here. First, in the first expression, what is having? 6 is added to 10. So they're plus. And after that, we will get a number that is subtracted. 2 is subtracted from the answer. But in the next case, the second part which we have here, 10 and 2 are getting subtracted first, and the answer is added to 6. So let's find out the first part. 6 plus 10, that gives me 16 minus 2. So what is 16 minus 2? This is 14. And the second part is 6 plus, what is 8 minus 2? Sorry, 10 minus 2. This is 8. And 6 plus 8 is 14. So see, here the both the numbers got the same answer. And you know what? Why this has happened? Because outside the bracket there was a positive sign. So it did not alter the answer. So we could have done the regrouping easily. Similarly, now the B part. It is 16 minus 8 minus 3 and 16 minus 8 and then minus 3. So let's see the first one. It is 16 and the minus 8 minus 3 is 5 and 16 minus 5 is your 11. And here if I want to find out, 16 minus 8 is 8 minus 3. So what has the answer came out? It is 5, and they are not same. They are not same. They are equal and they are not same. Okay, why? Again, if we look here, the sign matters a lot. Here it was a negative sign which played a vital role, important role, and it was not equal. And C part similarly. Now C part, I want you to do it yourself, and in case you have any problem, do reach me out. Question number 4, also I would like you to try it first, and if we will face any problem, we can again talk about it, we can discuss this thing. Because here in the fourth question we have again the different type of the question, different pairs of the numbers, and we have to check whether they are getting me the same value or it is getting me a different value. All right, question number 5, add brackets at an appropriate places in the expressions. So you can see here we have got the expression, but it is without the bracket, and if you will check the answer again, it is not coming to 13 just like that. So it means we have to put a bracket, but where to put the bracket, that is a matter of concern. So say suppose, just for instance, if I suppose put a bracket here randomly, okay, so it is 34 minus 9, that is getting me 25. The answer itself is 25, which is bigger, right? Because ultimately I have to get 13. So if at all I'm adding a single number, even if I don't have to add anything, 25 itself is bigger than 13. So this group is not going to help me up, definitely, right? So what to do then? So again, if I see the numbers, like if at all I'm writing 9 plus 12 in one group, let's see if something is going to change here. So we'll put 9 and 12 in one group. What I'm going to get? I'm going to get 21, and 34 minus 21 is 13. So the bracket would be put in front of 9 and 12. All right. B part, it is 56 minus 14 minus 8. So here again, where do you think we need to put the bracket? Okay, where should we put the bracket? If suppose, let's say, and never give up very easily, we can always keep trying and keep working hard. If suppose I'm putting 14 and 8, okay, if I put 14 minus 8, so 14 minus 8 is 6, and 56 minus 6 would get me just 50, which is again of no use. It's not getting me the answer. What if I put 56 minus 14? Let's try out this one. Now 56 minus 14, that is getting me 42. Okay, so that is answer is 42 and then minus 8. So if I'm doing 42 minus 8, that gives me answer 34. So here my suggestion would be to every one of you that don't get disappointed if in one case you are not getting the answer. Second suggestion to you is this, that just after putting the bracket, like suppose you felt like, okay, this, the bracket should come like this, but always do check your answer after putting the bracket. See, I did not just put the bracket. What I did, I after putting the bracket, I double checked it whether this brackets are working well or not. So that is very very important. Just don't put the bracket just like you felt it that way, right? So this is the beauty of math, that we can always verify the answer. Now coming to the C part, it is minus 22, minus 12, plus 10 and plus 22. So see here that I have to land up to minus 22. It means that I just want this answer. If you see here in this question, I just want this. So what I want actually, I want every of these numbers, all these three number, every number needs to be disappeared. But it cannot disappear just like that. We need to make it zero actually, right? So what I can do is I can bring this 12 and 10 in one group. What will, how it is going to serve the purpose? Because when it is 12 plus 10, it is going to be 22, but we have a negative sign, so it is basically minus 22. So it is minus 22 and this is plus 22. They can cancel each other, means they will make up 0, and hence we will get the answer, that is minus 22. Getting it? So this is how we can work on this question. Okay. Similarly, now we have the question number 6. Using only reasoning of how terms change their values, fill the blank to make the expression on either side an equality. Now I have to make them equal. How I'm going to make it equal? That is 423. What should be added to 419? Now this question can have, multiple answers. Why? Suppose I want to put 1 here. Let's say I want to put a 1 here. So my number is becoming 424. Okay. And easily you can find out that what I should be adding to 419 to make it 424. That is simply, you need to put 5 here and you may get the answer. Now for instance, some child will say, ma'am, I do not want to put 1, I want to put here 10. All right, no problem, you can put a 10 here and this number will become 423. Okay, 433, sorry. So this number will become 433. So what will you do? Now you will check out that what number I need to fill here to with 419 to make it 433. Simple, right? So this question can have multiple answers and you can try fixing your own answer, which one you want to pick it up. Similar goes to this, like here I want to have 3207 minus 68. So I can get the LHS value. Depending on my LHS value, I can get it that what number should be subtracted from 210 to make that answer. Okay, so you may try this one again in case you felt some problem in anything that like that. So you can just reach out in the comment section. You have to fill in the blanks with the numbers and boxes by signs so that the expression on both the sides are equal. So what we need to do is basically we have to make this equation work, right? So first two examples are already been done for us. Like here we have to understand that how the bracket has been opened. Now I want every one of you to be attentive here, because this is what is a major problem that we come across when we have these kind of opening the brackets, right? So here I would like you to understand that whenever there is a number outside the bracket and we have to open the bracket, right? So what is going to happen is this 3 is going to first multiplied by 6 and the sign is here plus, so plus has come, and also this 3 will go to 7 also to greet. Okay, most of the time we observe that what students do is they just multiply the outside number with only the first number, whatever it could be, but they forget to multiply the same number that's outside with the another ones also. So make sure whenever any number is outside and we are taking it inside, it is going to be operated by all the numbers that they're there, right? And second thing that we have to understand, it is not every time the bracket has to be on the right side. In fact, the bracket can be on the left side as well, but the rule will remain the same. Means 8 is going to multiply it by 4, then 3 is going to multiply it by 4. An operation, whatever is here. And accordingly, like if it's plus minus, then minus, and so on. So keeping these points in mind, we are going to cover all the parts here, that is part C onwards. So now let's be quick in solving it. So how I would suggest you, and I always tell my students that whenever you're doing these questions, make sure you're making arrows. It's no problem, right? In the beginning stage, you can do it with the arrows, putting a proper, literally you're putting the arrow, and once you get, efficiency in the topic, you may skip that. So what I mean by here is, like, it's 3 multiplied by 5 plus 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 3 into 5, which is already done for me. In between we have a plus sign, so I will write plus here, and then 3 is going to multiply it by 8. Okay, so the blank is 8 here. Next, I have 9 plus 2 multiplied by 4, as we mentioned in the B part here. So 9 is going to be multiplied by 4 first, and in between we have a plus sign. So plus here, then 2 is going to multiply it by 4. Alright. Now, here we have the blank space here also, and here also two options are there. Okay. So, but obvious, if I have here, it's a plus sign. So, what is sure shot that I have to do? Okay. So, I suppose I do not, you can leave it here because I do not know the number. So, what would be the second part? The second part would be 3 multiplied by 4. So, I can write here 3 multiplied by 4. But what needs to come here? It's a multiply sign, so I will put a multiply sign here. But what should I put here? Do we have any number here? The answer is no, we do not have. So in this case, we can have our own choice. You can put any number irrespective of a bigger or a smaller number, and the same answer will come in the next blank also. Let's suppose if I'm putting up here, let's say I'm putting up here 5. Okay, so 5 is my choice. I have put 5. So this is 3 into 5. So this is going to be 5 here. Now you may put some another number also. So what we mean here is that this part can have multiple options. Okay, so there is no fixed answer to this particular part. Now let's begin to the F part. Again here, this is 13 multiplied by 4. Okay, so it means the first number needs to be 13. So 13 has come. In between we have got the plus sign, and then this is the first, and then there's the second one. So this is going to be 6 multiplied by 4. All right. I hope you are understanding this. All right. Next is we have already done with this part, and we have to bring it into the bracket now. So what is common here? Here also we have 3. Here also we have 3. So the first number is going to come 5, and the next number is going to come 2. All right. Now here all the numbers are missing. So how to choose that which number should come out of the bracket? So out of the bracket will always be the number which is common. Common means same. Okay. So if I say 2 multiplied by 4 and 3 multiplied by 4, which number is coming in both the terms? It is 4. So 4 will come outside the bracket. And once 4 has gone, what is left? Here we are left with 2, and here 4 has gone. What we are left with? 3. So this is the way how we have to do with these kind of questions, right? Next comes with a negative sign here. So again, the rule will remain the same. So 5 multiplied by 9 and minus sign, then 5 multiplied by 2. So this is going to be 2 here because 5 is already written for us. Similarly, the bracket can be on the RHS or the in the towards the first term also or the second also. So here it is going to 5 into 7 minus 2 into 7. Then we have 5 multiplied by 8, and in between we have a negative sign. So negative will come here, and then 5 multiplied by 3. All right. Then L part, 8 multiplied by 7, that's already done for us. In between we have a negative sign, and 3 multiplied by 7, which is already done for us. Moving towards the M part. So now here again it is 5 multiplied by 12 minus, there is again something empty. So what should be the first number? the first number should be, it is 5 multiplied by 12. And again, in between we have a negative sign, so minus will come. Now, as we did in the previous one, here this number is missing. And whatever number we have here is going to come here also, right? So again, you have a choice of your own, like you can put up any number. So let's say I'm putting her 2. Okay, so if I am putting 2 here, then my answer automatically come to this side. You may have any number here of your choice. Again, this part will not have any specific answer for this particular portion. Now 15 minus dash multiplied by 7. So the first part is going to be 15 and 7. So 15 multiplied by 7. In between we have a minus sign, and since it is 6 here, so the second number is 6, so I will put 6 here. Okay. Then the 5, the common number is 5. So I will write 5 here. What is if 5 common out? So it is 9 minus 4. Lastly, the outside number will be the one which is coming in both the parts. So it is 7 which is coming for both the parts. So 7 is out, and we have 17 minus 9. Okay. So this is how we need to proceed and do these questions. Moving ahead to question number 2, we have to fill these compare. Actually, we need to compare these numbers. So which one is greater than, smaller than, and equal to. But the condition applied here is not by evaluating. Means we have to give a valid reasoning and understanding of the expressions, how we need to solve it. We don't have to get a final answer. We do not want to have an exact answer of it. We just have to use our common sense in order to get that which number could be the bigger one. So let's see here. Here, if you see, observe that 29 is common in both of them, right? Now, this number is 8 minus 3. So what is 8 minus 3? This is 5. And what is 3 minus 8? Remember your integers. So this is going to be minus 5. So if you just see the particular value, the answer is going to be 5 multiplied by 29, okay? And here also it's 5 multiplied by 29. But the LHS is a positive and RHS is negative. So remember the rule, whenever we have a positive and negative, which one is bigger? The positive. So this part is greater. In the B part, it is 15 plus 9 multiplied by 18. And here it is 15 plus 9 multiplied by 18. So again, if you will be observing it carefully, here 9 is only multiplied by 18. And 15 is just like that. Means whatever answer I'm going to get after 9 multiplied by 18, I'm simply going to add 15 to it. Whereas, if you see the RHS here, it is 15 plus 9. Okay, so means if in another word you want to check out, so it means 15 will be multiplied by 18 and 9 will also be multiplied by 18, which will be much bigger number as compared to this one. Okay, so here the RHS is bigger. C part, 23 multiplied by 17 minus 9. Just think of when I'm going to open the bracket, how it is going to be. 23 multiplied by 17 minus 23 minus 9. Whereas here it is 23 multiplied by 17 plus. So plus always increases the value, right? And hence RHS is bigger. Now in the D part, it is 34 minus 28 multiplied by 42. Just again think of opening the bracket. If I'll open the bracket, how it's going to be? It is 34 multiplied by 42, which is the same, minus 28 minus 42, which is here 28 minus 42. So it means that both the expressions have going to have a equal value. All right, and I hope you remember what do we call this property. Since like in the since the beginning we are doing up this now. One number is outside, we are opening the bracket, and how it is getting open. You know the property. This property is actually known as distributive property. What it is? Distributive property, and you can guess the name itself. Why distributing? We are distributing the outside number to the inside number. Right? So by this you can of course remember distributive property. Right? Moving to question number 3. So we have here that 14. How every answer should get the answer 14. Okay. we have to get the different other ways by which multiplying I'm getting 14 answer. Okay, one is done for us, that is 2 multiplied by 1 plus 6. Okay, so let's understand in a simpler way. What you can do is 14, if you do, you can do the prime factorization of 14, or in mind you can divide that which two numbers getting me 14, that is 2 multiplied by 7. Okay, so what I can do is I can keep fixing this 2 every time. Okay, and this 7, now 7 can be formed as like 1 plus 6, or it can be 2 plus 5. Good. Then it could be 3 plus 4. Okay, can you do it some more? No? Okay, so this is it. So at least let's fill up these parts. So it is 1 plus 6, or you can write 2, 2 plus 5, then 2, 3 plus 4. What else we can do it? What 14 further can be written as? Can we write 14 as 1 into 1 into 14? Yes, we can write that. So what I can write here is, what number I can write here? I have to make 14. But how I'm going to get the 14 here? How that is going to be formed? But can you do actually this way? 1, 14 is 1 into 14. But if at all I'm doing like this, so if I'm writing here 1 and 14, will that going to get me the answer? The answer is no, it's not going to get me the answer. But what I can do is I can further divide 14 as 1 and 13 maybe, right? So in order to get the answer here, what I can do is I can simply write the number 14 as, so I will put up here 1 and then 1 plus 13. All right. And I'm sure you got the pattern. And now can you find some more ways? Okay. I would like to get one answer, at least one answer from you, at least one more pattern. So if you have understood this one, I'm sure you would be able to do it. So do write in the comment section, what is your pair of numbers? Moving to question number 4 now. Here we have given a picture. Okay, so there are picture given to us. Find out the sum of the number given in each picture below, at least two different ways. So we have to apply two different ways and how we can solve this number. Okay, so one possible way could be, what I can do is I will check how many fours are there, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so one number is I can have here 4 multiplied by 5, plus how many eights are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is going to be here 4 multiplied by 8. Simple. And also this is the first way. Second could be, let's suppose I want to take out common 4, and this would be 5 plus 8. So these are the two ways by which I can express this number. You can just put, if there is no sign between the bracket and the number, it means it's a multiply sign. Okay, now the last part of it. So we have only 5s and 6 here. So how many 5s are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I can write, 5 multiplied by 8, plus how many 6s are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 6 into 8. Okay, and 8 is common out. We are left with 5 plus 6. So this is the first way. This is the second way. All right. So this is actually a word problems, right? So we have to express the given expressions. Okay, and also we have to find their values, right? So let's begin with the first one. So the question was like this: the district market in Begor operates on all 7 days. Okay, so it is operating on all 7 days of a week. Now there are two persons. One is Rahim, supplies 9 kg of mangoes each day from his orchard, and Sham supplies 11 kgs of mangoes each day, okay, to the market. Find the amount of mangoes supplied by them in a week to the local district market. So see, since it's a word problem, so we have to write in proper word formats. Okay, so you may write that, but I am telling you direct answers here. Now, Rahim supplies 9 kg of mangoes for each day. But this market, this district market is operated on all 7 days of the week. So, if in one day Rahim is giving 9 kgs, of the mangoes. So how many mangoes he has to give in on all 7 days? So it is going to be 9 multiplied by 7. Okay, and plus, since they are doing it together, so whenever we have to do together, what we have to do, we have to add. Whereas Sham is supplying 11 kgs of mangoes. Okay, so this is going to be again 11 into 7. Okay, so this is an algebraic expression that we are going to get out of it, and we can simply do the normal operations here. 9 into 7, this is going to be 63 plus 77, and hence we are going to get our answer, that is 140 kg of mangoes they are supplying to the district market every week. Okay, so this is how we have to form the particular expressions. Now let's moving ahead to question number 2. We have Binu earns rupees 20,000 per month. Okay, she spends rupees 5,000 on the rent, rupees 5,000 on the food, rupees 2,000 on other expenses every month. What is the total amount Binu will save by the end of the year? So keep in mind that what is the total salary of Binu? She is earning rupees 20,000. Okay, now, on the second round, what we can do is we have to spending. We have to find the spending, like how much spending the total has gone. Spending means it is minus. Whenever something is going away from us, it is minus here. And let's see how many spending she's doing. She's spending rupees 5,000 on the rent. Okay. Plus, she's also spending 5,000 on the food, and also she is giving 2,000 rupees as the other expenses, miscellaneous. Okay, so this is the total expenses that she is giving up. So if I want to solve it up, we already have 20,000 and we have to solve the with the help of BODMAS rule. So I will solve the bracket first, which is 5,000 plus 5,000 plus 2,000, that is going to be 12,000. Okay, and the final amount that what she is going to save, that is 8,000 per month. Now, please understand that this is whatever the charges they are giving, this is per month. But in the question, they have asked how much she will save by the end of the year. Okay, so by the end of the year means in a year we have got 12 months. So simply what you can do is you will simply multiply this 8,000 with 12. So in 1 year. Okay, and you can easily get the answer and find it out. Do write in the comment section what is the answer, how much she is going to save in 1 year. Okay, so that will be the answer of B part. Moving ahead with question number C now. During the daytime, a snail climbs 3 centimeter up to a post. Okay. And during the night, while asleep, accidentally slips down by 2 centimeter. Oh, poor snail, right? So the post is 10 centimeter high and a delicious treat is on the top. In how many days will the snail reach and will get the treat? Okay, so just imagine it. Right, we will understand this with the help of a picture. Let's suppose the snail is here. Okay, on the beginning stage, the snail is here. Okay, now on day one, what will happen? The snail will climb 3 centimeter up. Okay, then in the night, what will happen? It will come down 2 centimeter. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so this is 2 centimeter. Then what will happen? In the next day, it will again climb 3 centimeter. Okay, then what will happen? It will go down again and it will be 2 centimeter again. So you have to think of that how many up downs it is going to happen. But you also have to keep in mind that this post is 10 centimeter high. So the height of this post is 10 centimeter high. Okay, means doing this way, it has to do 10 times, like 10 centimeter height he has to reach. So this way you can just keep on doing, and I've just given you the hint how we can reach. So this point is here, then again it will come and it will go to 3 centimeter, then it will come down again 2. So by this you can just keep on marking here in how many days it is going to cover the whole entire distance. Oh, this one, I really want you to do it. And again, just a hint I want to keep in mind, that I want you to keep in mind that once the step, it is going to reach the 10 centimeter. Will that get down? Now, this is the point where we have to think about, okay? So, after it reached to the 10 centimeter height, it is already on the top of it, and it is going to get the delicious treat. So, after that part, it is not going to come back because already it's on the top. So, the snail will stop there, maybe go and around, have some fun around, and will go search for another food later. Okay, so this one again, I'll be waiting for your answer. Still, if you will have any confusion, anything that you want me to help you out with, do reach me out. Now, moving ahead to question number two. Now, we have got so many options for this, right? So, here there's a Melvin, he reads a two-page story every day. So, every day Melvin is reading a story, okay, which is two-page story. But except on Tuesdays and Saturdays. On Tuesdays and Saturdays, he is not reading up. Okay. So there are, keep in mind that there are 7 days in a week. But out of 2 days, he is not reading them in 2 days. So what will be the answer? How many days he is reading? It is 7 minus 2. Okay. Now you have to tell how many stories would he complete reading in 8 weeks. Okay, so in 8 weeks, how many stories he's gonna read? So this is going to be, so the number of days he's reading the stories is 7 minus 2. And now how many days he's reading up? For the 8 weeks. So the correct expression that is describing this is, you can match 7 minus 2. This is multiplied by 8. But wait. This is not the only one. Can you figure out which one, which other one is there who's identical to it? Yes, we have discussed very well the distributive property in the previous video, right? Think of that if I want to open the bracket here. So this is going to be 7 multiplied by 8 minus 2 multiplied by 8. Okay, and which one is matching here? Yes, if you thought about the G1, you are correct, right? So these are the two options which is giving me the correct description of this scenario, right? Now, moving ahead, question number three, find different ways of evaluating the following expression. See, students, whenever we have algebraic expression, no, there are two ways of solving it. One is simply that you just going on step by step, like whatever operation is coming, you are doing it and proceeding to the next step. Second is you collect all the positive terms together and collect all the negative terms together, and individually by group you solve it. Okay, so that is the way by which we can solve it. So I will help you out with the B part, and of course A part I want you to try it yourself. See, if I want to try here, so 1 minus 1, this is 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 minus 1, 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 minus 1, 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 minus 1, again 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. One is this way of doing it. Like what I did step by step. Second thing what I can do is I will check out all the positive ones. So how many all positive ones are there? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I have here 5 pluses plus ones. Okay, I have 5 plus 1. So what I'll do, I'll put it in a group. Minus. How many are negative ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I have 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, why I have put plus sign here, you may wonder, but understand that I have put a negative sign here. So I've taken out negative sign, right? So this is 5 minus 5. This is again going to be 0. All right. So this is how we solve this in two different ways. Now, question number 4, we have to compare the following expressions using greater than, less than, or equal to sign. Again, let's say if we can do by reasoning. We don't have to get an exact answer, but we need to reason it out. So what is happening here? 49 minus 7 plus 8. And what is written here? 49 minus 7 plus 8. They are identical. When the expressions are identical, their answers are also going to be identical. So the first one is equal to. Second one, it is 83. So you keep on matching one by one. So see, here it is 83. Here also it's 83. Multiplied by 42 and here we have 40. Okay, and the 18 are same. So what is different? The deciding factor is 42 and 40, and they are in positive terms. So which one is bigger? 42. Hence this expression is going to be bigger. Next again, 145 same, 145 same, minus same, yes, minus same, 17 same, 17 same. But here it is 8 and here it is 7. So the deciding factor is 8 here. But I want your attention here. In the previous one, the 42 was in the beginning, right? But here it is negative. So 17 multiplied by 8, the answer will be bigger. And when I'm going to subtract it from 145, the total answer will become smaller. Okay, so hence this number is greater than this. Okay, next is 23 and here 23. 48, this here we are multiplying 23 multiplied by 48. Okay, and we have answered 35. Whatever the answer we're going to get, it is going to be subtract 35 is going to be subtracted from that. But on the RHS side, what we are doing is we are multiplying 23 with the difference of 48 minus 35. So it means what? That we have to multiply 23 by 48 also and 23 by 35 also, which is going to get me a lesser number. So this one is greater. Next is 16 minus 11 multiplied by 12. So what we did here, we have done, it's minus 11 into 12 plus 16 multiplied by 12. So if you observe it carefully, we have simply changed the order of 16 and 11. So we have not altered the sign. So basically they are the same expression. They are not changing anyway. It is just the way is different that is written. Now 76 minus 53 multiplied by 88, and here 53, here we have swapped the numbers, but if you'll observe it carefully, it is 76 minus 53. The answer will be positive or negative? It is going to be positive, whereas 53 minus 76 is going to be negative. And we have again discussed this already, that positive number is always greater than the negative number. G part, 25 multiplied by 42 plus 16. And here what we did, here 42 became 43, means we have added 1 to it. And 16 became 15, that is minus 1. Means to that number I have added 1 and then I have subtracted 1. So what happened? Does it going to affect overall? No, it's not going to affect anyway. So this is basically again going to be same. Lastly, 36 multiplied by 28 minus 16. So what we did, we decreased actually 36 by 35. So overall number has been decreased. And with this, here we just have a difference of 28 to 27, one less, but the overall multiplication has been decreased. Okay, so this number overall is going to be more, okay, greater. Now, question number 5. Identify which of the following expressions are equal to the given expressions without computation. Means we do not have to compute that. You may rewrite the expressions using term or removing the brackets. There can be more than expression that is given to the equal expressions. Okay, so we have to get the same answer. It is 83 minus 37 minus 12. So what we can do is I can take out the, is this going to be the same one? What we did, we have added 1 to it. We have added 1 to it. Will that going to change anything? Because it is 83 minus 37. So what I did is I've increased 84 it to 1 and it became 84 and then 37, and minus 12 is as it is, right? I've increased something with a positive, I've increased something with a negative. So the answer remains the same. So this is same to the previous one. Secondly, in second expression, what we did is we have taken out negative sign common. And whenever I take a negative sign common, it alters the sign. So actually, this is also the same as that. Third part, what we did, 83 remained 83 and minus 37 became minus 38. Now see, here I have increased one negative one and I have increased one Again the negative 1. So basically I've increased minus 2. So this is not going to get me the same answer. And lastly, the fourth one, what we did is I've brought this 37 forward and just written the number as it is. And hence, that is going to get me the same answer. It is going to be the same, right? And B1, I want you to try now. We have done plenty of questions. Still, if you got stuck in any of the part, do reach me out. And sixth one is the creative section for you. You have to choose any number and create 10 different expressions that have the same value. So, all right, students, we have covered chapter number 2. I've tried to make it simpler for you, but your feedback always matter. Do write it down. Do reach me out in case you want any clarity on any particular topic also beyond this book also. If in general you want some help, do reach me out. Do write me in the comment section so that I'll create my videos on that also. Hope you have enjoyed these sessions. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning, keep growing.